You are listening to the Maximize Podcast, and I am Claudia Jackson. Are you ready to maximize your potential? Because I am. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Maximize Podcast. I am your host, Claudia Jackson, and today I have a little segment for you guys that we are going to be starting. I am so excited. So, we're going to do Drink of the Day. In the past, I've had many drinks, a different one each time I filmed, but today we have a recurring drink, and we also have a recurring theme that I did not mean to do. The first day, I had a large Baja Blast, if you guys noticed that, and it was amazing. It was forever amazing. And then the second podcast, I had matcha, and then now we have a reoccurring theme, a reoccurring drink. Everybody ready, ladies and gentlemen. Baja Blast. So this time I got a medium, but I just wanted to do a different drink every single day, and I was gonna do coffee today, but my mom was like, let's go to Taco Bell. I'm like, how could I pass that up? That's perfect. I have 5 beginner fitness tips for you guys, and then also how physical and mental health relate. So the first tip is consistency. Consistency is more important than intensity. So this is very similar to the last episode that I did where I talked about habits, but habits and working out go hand in hand, because if you don't have consistency, if you are not consistently working out, then you have nowhere to start. You have no foundation. So basically you start out working out 10 minutes a day, whether it's just walking, and you do that for a couple of weeks. Okay, well, I feel I have that habit down, so now I'm going to increase my amount of time working out or increase the intensity by just a little bit. But the fact that I have that habit down and that I'm used to that consistency, that is where the power is. Because you can work out for once a month and it can be a 4-hour long workout, but that will not be as powerful as working out 5 days a week for 4 weeks and doing 20 minutes each day, or even 10 minutes each day. It doesn't equal out like that. And also, it doesn't create that healthy habit that you need in order to have a healthy lifestyle, which is the whole reason why we're working out in the first place. The second one is to implement more nutritious foods in your diet rather than taking them away. So you can implement like fruits, vegetables, lean protein into your diet, and instead of having that mindset of, oh, I'm not allowed to eat sugar, or oh, I'm not allowed to have brownies, or oh, I'm not allowed to have this food that I love just because I want to look better or whatever. Instead of that mindset, you're going to have, okay, I love the way that I feel when I eat healthy, so instead of eating food that doesn't make me feel good, I am just going to add the food that makes me feel good. I'm not going to think about that it's taking away. I'm just going to add that food. When you add that food into your diet, then your stomach is going to get filled and you won't be hungry anymore, but instead you're going to be filled with the nutritious food rather than being hungry and eating non-nutritious food. Do you see how that works and balances out together? It's kind of simple, but it's important. The third tip is to focus more on fitness results rather than physical. So we can be very hard on ourselves and look in the mirror and think, oh, I hate how I look, so I'm going to go work out. Or, oh, I hate how I look, so I'm going to go diet. But the thing is, doing that doesn't give you a healthier lifestyle if it is negatively affecting your mental health, which it obviously will. So that's why we got to focus on fitness goals, fitness results, rather than physical results. For example, if you want to run for a longer amount of time versus thinking about your waist size, lifting heavier weights versus thinking about the number on the scale. These things are really important if you want to grow physically healthier and grow mentally healthier, and not just put yourself in a box where you feel so not enough, because that is just very toxic and not what God calls us to do. And also, when you think about it, the one verse that says that your body is a temple, when you focus on fitness results, focus on adding more nutritious foods, that is using your body as a temple. The fourth tip is to get a lot of sleep. Sleep is a lot more important than you might think. And we have 5 different things within this category of how sleep is more important than you think. The first one is the growth hormone. According to verywellfit.com, researchers speculate that deep sleep helps improve athletic performance because this is the time when growth hormone is released. Growth hormone stimulates muscle growth and repair, bone building, and fat burning, and helps athletes recover. Studies show that sleep deprivation slows the release of growth hormone. Y'all heard it first. We need growth hormone in order to be a better athlete, and we can only get that by sleeping. The second subcategory within this is the heart can rest and cells and tissues can repair. Muscle tissues are literally being ripped apart and put back together stronger when you lift weights, and sleep allows for that tissue to repair. That's very important. That's how you get stronger, and that's literally what the foundations of what you're doing is when you're lifting weights in the gym, is you're literally breaking apart that muscle, which is kind of crazy to think about. So yeah, you're going to need that rest after doing that all day. A lack of sleep causes you to get exhausted quicker, and when you're in the gym and you're lifting weights, or when you're running and when you're doing your athletic things and whatever, if you are exhausted, then how are you going to get through that workout? And I personally struggle with this. I've kind of gotten better at this as time has gone on. I've learned, okay, if I don't get more than 6 hours of sleep, then I'm not going to the gym, because that is just not good for me. And some people might disagree that, but the thing is, you need to prioritize your sleep and your physical health in other ways than just the gym. Because I'm sorry, but the gym isn't your entire life. It's not your entire purpose. And you need to steward your body well by getting enough sleep. Now, going to the gym is very important, and doing these things are important to honor God, honor ourselves, and to make us healthier, better versions of ourselves. So y'all, we gotta get more sleep. You've heard it here. It causes you to get exhausted. It causes you to have a worse performance in the gym when you don't get enough sleep. So you need to sleep. Also allows your brain to process things. So if you need to process what happened through the day, or like process like what kind of form you had and how to improve, then you need to get enough sleep, because you need to process what you did that day, how it worked, how it went. And if you don't get sleep, then you can't process those things. So that's why it's so important. This is very similar to that. It allows pathways in your brain to maintain the ability to learn new things. So let's say you just learned new form and you don't get much sleep the night after, and then you go to the gym the next day, you're exhausted, your muscles are really sore, like dangerously sore because you didn't get enough sleep, and then you're trying to work out and you have no idea what form to use because you didn't get enough sleep, so you didn't remember what form you used. That's why it's so important to sleep, because then you can actually remember what form of RDL or what form of bicep curls you did, because if you don't know the form, then how are you going to do it? How are you going to do it again? The fifth tip, this is worded really weird, so bear with me. It's to find information that obtains to you. Okay, so it can be really overwhelming when you start, because there's so much information out there. There's keto, there's paleo, there's all of these diets, and then there's like fad culture where and like drinks that are supposed to like make you like a juice cleanse or whatever, and all of this stuff, and you're like, okay, what? And then you look at the workout world, there's all of these workout programs and like all of this stuff that you have to pay for, and it's like, okay, there has to be an easier way than this. And then like all of this stuff. So this is my advice for you when you're trying to figure out information and when you're a beginner and you basically don't know anything. I've been there. That's how you actually start in the gym, is you start. You're a beginner when you start anything. So don't be ashamed. Don't feel like you are not as cool or good enough than other people around you, because that's not true. You are just a beginner, and they were once a beginner, and if they're rude about it to you, then that's their issue, not yours. They can mind their business. All the people I've ever met in the gym have been super nice and helped me out with things, so I hope that doesn't happen to you guys, because it definitely can happen. So the first thing that you kind of need to understand is that when you learn and understand the fitness world, it's a journey. It's not just an overnight thing. It's a very, very long process. Like I said, there's so much information out there, and some of it is good, some of it is bad, but you want to have the good information, and you can't just research everything overnight. Like it takes a while, it takes trial and error, and it takes practice. But I want to encourage you guys to not give up. Never give up, ever. Because what is the point of giving up? Because then you're not going to have the results and all of the fruit that you could have had if you didn't give up. So please don't give up. The second advice is to research. Research. It is so useful. Instead of finding what random people say on social media, and you have no idea if they're telling you the truth or not, they could very well be trying to sell you things that don't even work at all. So like, for example, I used to only do ab workouts from random YouTubers online without knowing anything about them. There's nothing bad about those YouTubers, but they could be just getting plastic surgery to look skinnier and to have abs and whatever, and then they go online and do ab workouts that don't work. And like, they're not even like scientifically. That's not what these people did, but someone very well could, and you don't want to be scammed like that. And I just want to say, I have more ab definition than I ever did by researching ab workouts for myself, using dumbbells and using gym machines. And this to say that there's no universal formula for everyone. None. No universal formula. Every body is different. Every person is different. So that's why you need to research, trial and error, figure out what works best for you. This is really, really important. You want to research specific things. Do you only have dumbbells, and can you only do dumbbell exercises? Look up dumbbell exercises for the specific area that you're wanting to work. Let's say biceps. Try those exercises out and see how they work. Bicep curls, hammer curls, or I don't know if it's called that, but it's this one. Then you make a workout plan out of those exercises, and I have one in my notes app that is very, very helpful for me, and it's just the little bubbles, and then you just check it off each time you do it. It's pretty simple. I just have that, and then I can look at that anytime I need to. I have it pinned so I can click on it very easily and find it. This is very important. Make sure you see the correct form and study that form. If you don't know the form, then you don't know how to do it properly. You don't know how to exercise that muscle properly, and that's not good. You don't want that. Are you trying to increase your running endurance? Look up a good treadmill formula that helps with that. Same with getting faster. You can research specific things that can help you to figure that out. Are you trying to improve your mental health by working out rather than any physical fitness goals? Research what type of exercises help improve mental health, do them day or night, and what intensity you should be doing. We have all of that has to do with research. Now we're going to be switching gears and going to be talking about going to a gym yourself and checking out what equipment they have and how to use it. One day, me and my friend looked at gym equipment that we have never tried before to see how to use it, and we took time to use it. It takes time. It's not an overnight thing. It's not a one-time thing. It takes time. You can also look online to see how to use gym equipment. If there's, normally the machines normally say what it is, so you just need to simplify it for yourself. It's actually not that complicated. You're just looking at that. And then the last thing, if you feel overwhelmed with information, if you're a beginner, my podcast can help you find information that eases you into working out and doesn't feel rushed or intense. That is never my intention. I never want anyone to feel like they're not good enough, or anyone to feel like they have to do something even though they don't want to. We want to have goals, and sometimes it's hard to get to those goals, but there's a difference when you want that goal for yourself versus someone else is telling you to do that goal. So I can help you start where you're at instead of only tell you where you need to be. If you are constantly told you need to be here and you're not meeting that expectation, that is really hard to hear constantly. And I want to be an encouraging voice. And I want to be an encouraging voice in the mix of discouraging voice. If you ever have questions where I can answer them more specifically, please feel free to ask me about specific struggles in the gym that I can help you with. I don't know everything. I'm not an expert, but I have been working out for about 3 years, and it's definitely a big part of my life, and I love it. Sometimes I don't love it. Sometimes it feels like a chore, but at the end of the day, I love how it makes me feel. I love how confident I feel after it, and I love the strength and peace that it gives me. Okay, so that was a lot. So let's just recap. Consistency, implementing more nutritious foods, focusing on fitness results, and 5 is to research specific things for yourself. Okay, now I'm going to ask you guys some questions. I'm kind of thinking these off of the top of my head, so bear with me. Some application. Here we go. The first question is, what is my mindset towards consistency, and how do I need to change it in order to succeed? The second question is, what is my mindset towards my diet, and how can I change it to implement more nutritious foods? The third one is, do I focus on fitness results or physical, and how can I change that for myself? The fourth one is, am I getting enough sleep to succeed in my fitness goals? If not, how can I do that? The fifth question is, what information am I taking about fitness and what am I not researching? How can I improve the information that I know to be more accurate? Well, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. God loves you so much. I love you so much. And sorry if I seem a little weird. I have been stuttering a lot, like this episode for some reason. So it's been weird. But I love you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. God loves you, and you guys are chosen, loved, and you have a purpose. And even if all of this information was stressful and overwhelming, which I hope it wasn't, that was not my intention at all, take it each little bit by a time, and it won't be so overwhelming. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.